Kevin Parker has never been a stranger to the concept of time. It feels like almost all of his records, even going back to Inner Speaker, have touched on the concept of time, how fast we move, how slow we move. But once 2020's The Slow Rush came out, I think it was pretty evident that this record is a concept album about time. You know, the whole track list is basically set within this year. It starts out with one more year, it ends with one more hour. Every single song basically has some, appreciation for time or some introspection about time. And there's songs like On Track, Tomorrow's Dust, Lost in Yesterday, It Might Be True. Like, this album is a concept album about time, and I've done a video on this. And now with End of Summer, this new Tame Impala song, it seems like maybe a little bit of a continuation of that, with some of the themes that are brought up and even maybe some of the production choices. But I can't really compare this song to anything else in their catalog or in his catalog, because it sounds so much different. It sounds like such a departure from their regular sound. And so let's talk about End of Summer by Tame Impala. So production-wise, I think this song is absolutely incredible, and obviously this has some people maybe not really knowing what to say, and I actually think that's perfectly fine. I think this song is actually kind of a lot to digest. The first time I heard it, I was kind of just like, I didn't know what to think. I definitely didn't hate it, but I didn't love it either. I was kind of just, I don't know, I was lost for words. It's a hard song to digest, and I think that's a good thing. That shows how creative Kevin is and the evolution he's faced in his catalog and will continue to go through with this new record. I think it's absolutely brilliant, and I think more artists should be like this. If you don't love it at first, I think that's actually a good sign. If you get that immediate gratification, it might not stick with you for a long time. Like, I think that is kind of a deeper problem with some music these days, is with kind of the social media effect of shorter songs and kind of dopamine. It's like you get that instant gratification from just a catchy hook or catchy melody, and that's it. And maybe there's not a long lasting impact of that. With this Tame Impala song, honestly, in this video, I'm not going to give like a solid review. I mainly want to dissect kind of what the song's about and the production choices, but I'm still quite confused on it. I think I like it more than when I first heard it, but like, it's a lot to digest and there's a lot to really dive into. But that's a good thing, and I think this will continue to grow on me and continue to have different effects and maybe, different feelings for me that I have for this song, because it's hard to digest, like I said. But yeah, the production choices on the song are absolutely incredible. When that first kick drum comes in, it's like it grabs your attention immediately, that like, this is something new, this is something different, but you're engaged from the beginning with that kick drum. And then once Kevin comes in with the lyrics, you get kind of this. I think this is kind of an iconic line. Everybody knows how I feel about you. That's a really cool opening line. So definitely some relationship stuff going on in here, and maybe there's deeper connections between like friends, and maybe it's not a romantic interest, maybe it's actually some friendships Kevin's had along the way. But there is definitely, again, that theme of time, and the end of summer is a theme of time, obviously, because it's the end of something and maybe the start of something new. So I think there's definitely some more themes to look into, as far as maybe the summer theme that goes along with that, and kind of how maybe we change at the end of the season, or at the end of the summer you reflect on something, and maybe that's why this song is so reflective of maybe a past relationship or a past friendship, is because at the end of summer you start to reflect on maybe all you went through this last summer and this last season. And again, seasons and time have been a pretty big theme within their catalog, and I'm glad that he's continuing to write about it, because it makes for interesting connections and maybe like kind of this world that he's created, because he mentions time, he mentions seasons, but at different parts of his life, and you could see that evolution within kind of the same context and a lot of the same themes that go on throughout his catalog. And I love how this song kind of builds. It starts out pretty basic and kind of deconstructed with just kind of the kick drum, and then you have some synth melody in the background and some bass, and then Kevin comes in to sing the first verse. But then it kind of builds and builds and builds until you get this quick stop, and then kind of this vocal chop comes in that's like super catchy and feels very dance poppy. And I actually pulled a certain line from the song that I thought was pretty interesting. Fun doesn't make you shallow, and I like that. I think that actually can maybe go after some Tame Impala fans. Not that disrespect Tame Impala fans, but like certain Tame Impala fans who maybe want the old sound, they want that psychedelic rock, and maybe they haven't liked the new music he's put out the last like decade, which is crazy to say it's new music because he's been making like this type of music since Currents. He's been making electronic music for like 10 years at this point, but whatever. There's still a lot of Tame Impala fans that want that psychedelic rock feeling back, but I think that line, "fun doesn't make you shallow," is a good context setter for this era and kind of what he's been doing even the last like year with like Justice and the dance stuff he's been doing. Like, pop music is good, dance music is good, and I made my Tyler the Creator video. His new album was very dance inspired and very much a pop album. And I talked about how like dancing is important for our current time. We need to dance. We need to be included in club settings and concert settings and feel like we have a community to really dance and feel comfortable around, because people are scared to dance. There's a lot going on in the world and we need to have fun, and fun doesn't make you shallow. So I really like that line from this song. But yeah, like I was saying, the song builds up. I love the continuation and then kind of getting that little chorus and then the vocal chop that comes in. It's really cool, and it's a very danceable song. Like I said, it has a very dance pop feel, but then it gets towards the end of the song, and I think that's a pretty common sentiment that like the second half of this song is actually better than the first, and I would completely agree with that. As much as I like the lyrical context of, again, the time stuff and the fun doesn't make you shallow, the instrumental part at the end is absolutely incredible, how it builds and then just builds and builds and builds, and you get this kind of choir synth thing in the back, and then the synths build up, and it really reminds me of Let It Happen off of Currents, but in its own unique different way. It doesn't really sound like that, but it has certain elements that maybe could be referenced from Let It Happen, like the build up and the synths that build up, and then it comes back into the beat and you get some more vocals from Kevin. And that's what I really like about this new era of Tame Impala. And again, this new era I'm kind of referring to as the last like 10 years with Currents and stuff, because he's able to make pop music that seems like it's super accessible for the masses, but then he makes it experimental, like this song. Like, the first half of this song could be a radio hit, but the fact that it's a 7-minute song with a pretty much fully instrumental second half, that's what makes it so interesting to me, and that's why I respect Kevin so much. He's obviously not doing it for the chart tops or the big hits. He's doing it for the art and the music, because he obviously likes pop music and he likes dance music, and it doesn't come off fake because he's doing it in an experimental and interesting way with these different instrumental parts. And the fact that this is a 7.5-minute song, I respect the hell out of Kevin for that, because it's evident that he's not doing this for chart topping stuff, because it's a 7.5-minute song. Okay, so the music video is something I want to touch on real quick, but because I actually think it's quite important to the theme I was talking about in the beginning, how he's still kind of talking about time, and he always kind of has. And what I found really interesting about this video, first of all, the video is really visually stunning. I actually think this is my favorite Tame Impala music video. Yeah, like the first half, you see Kevin walk into like this warehouse thing, and then it ends on that same thing. So it's almost like there's like a cycle going on within this video. Like, you could just repeat it, and it's just a full-on cycle of like this day or whatever. Like, there's obviously a lot of different shots going on, and there is a lot visually going on to break down. That's actually why I like this video, because I could watch it like 10 times and still pick up on new things going on. But yeah, the first half, it starts the same way and it ends the same way, so it's like a loop and a cycle. So that with time is really interesting. I know the Slow Rush kind of touched on repetition and kind of wanting to break out of that, like, one more year, let's do whatever we want, who cares what other people think. Like, that was the theme of Slow Rush, and now it seems like maybe he's back in that loop and back in that repetition. I don't know, maybe I'm looking too deep into that part, but yeah, there's definitely a theme of a cycle and repetition, like a continuation of the Slow Rush. So that's interesting. But again, visually, it's absolutely amazing. I loved how it has like different shots each frame, and also the motorbike that he's riding in the video, that seems like it's going to be a thing within this era, so that's super interesting. But yeah, the music video is absolutely incredible. It's probably my favorite Tame Impala video, and it works so well with the context of the song. So that's some thoughts on End of the Summer by Tame Impala. And again, I'll restate this point. It's a hard song to digest, and there's a lot to digest about it. I think I genuinely like this song a lot, and it'll continue to grow on me, I can already tell, but it's a lot to digest, and I don't think we need to share our opinions immediately. I mean, that's kind of what I'm doing, but I'm not like stating my opinion on the song as like a fact. Like, I feel like a lot of people on social media, and this is like an internet problem, this isn't, well, I guess it kind of correlates to real life as well, but people are just like, they hear a song and they go mid or masterpiece, or yeah, like, it's just like, let it breathe, let it live, listen to it again and again. And there's definitely some music out there that you can immediately tell it's trash, or you can immediately tell it's really good. But I think with an artist like Tame Impala, there's a lot of room to breathe and to let it live and let it actually grow on you and form your own opinion over time. Tame Impala is an artist that you can't really understand on first listen. So yeah, that's some thoughts on End of the Summer. Let me know in the comments down below, what are your thoughts on this song? I think it's incredible. I'm really interested to see what different styles and how he maybe progresses this sound on the record. I'm interested to see when that record's going to come out, and I will be covering everything regarding this new album on this channel, so stay tuned, stay subscribed, and yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments.